Okay, welcome back. So let me share my screen. Okay, is it my screen visible? Just say yes in chat box, please. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I'll just take a quick recap. So we are talking about the nature or the characteristics of a management. It is basically a group of people and function. It is also an executive function where they execute various methods or plans or options to get their objectives done. Then it is dynamic, it changes, depends on time, objectives, or challenges the organization is facing. Then it is also a leadership function. Then it is a decision making activity. So, definitely, yes, until unless you're not taking any decisions. When I say decision about setting up objectives, decision about finalization of processes, decisions about fixing of certain controls in the organizations, etc. Definitely, the managers or the management definitely should take decision based on the data analysis. So based on the data they have, according to that, they do an analysis, then they'll obtain the results. Okay, without the decisions, the management is not possible because you can't manage. For example, without a goal, you can't ask anybody the progress towards the expectations, right? First of all, you have to set an expectation, then you have to explain what are the things to be done to meet that expectation. Then you can ask the feedback or you can ask the people, okay, where we are with respect to the status. Then it is a continuous process. Okay, when you say continual, a continuous process, so it is ongoing activity continuing to operate till the achievement of goals. It is not been a one-time activity where you will perform and you will stop. It is going to be a continuous activity. So you do a checks and balances like in ISO we have a PDCA cycle. So where you plan, okay, you execute, then you check your performance. If it is not meeting or if there are any errors, again you will do it again by the correcting. It is a continuous process. Okay. Now we'll see what are the various elements of management functions. So when you talk about the elements, these are the various activities or the set of functions they use to perform for achieving the objectives or for a smooth function of the organization. Okay. Number one. So basically, setting up of objectives are well defined. So when I say objectives, so we have to set a few objectives, goals or objectives. Those are well defined and understood by everybody. So you should not give vague objectives. When you say objectives or goals, it should have a smart function. We use smart for setting up objectives. Okay, specific, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Okay, we use this SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So then we can say those objectives are well defined. So when you say specific, you talk about safety, you say that okay, 10%, or we can say reduction of reportable or lost time incidents. That is specific. You are talking about lost time incidents you are trying to reduce. Then the objective should be measurable. How you will measure? So when you it is reduced, I can say that okay, it is 10% or 15% or 20%. Then attainable. So the objective should be in such a way that it should be in a manner of achievable time. You can't fix a goal that okay, I'll make it all LTIFR or last time accidents are zero. It is not possible, right? Whatever you fix it, it is basically achievable. Then realistic. The goal should be realistic also. Then time bound. So you say, okay, within 6 months or within a 1 year or 2 months or 10 days or 2 days. So whenever you are fixing a goal, it is not about organizational goals. Even in our personal goals also, you can use this a smart technique. Okay, specific. M stands for measurable, achievable or attainable, then realistic, then time bound. Okay. Then other thing is planning. So planning is the course of action to be taken to attain above objectives. First you fix the goals or objectives, then immediately you need a plan. So how I can achieve it? As I said, we are trying to reduce the LTAs or lost time incidents rate. So then I have to focus on planning. So I have to check for where and all LTAs happened. I'll just take the history of last 5 years. Then I will assess what are the various processes are involved, missionaries are involved, activities are involved, people are involved, and then I'll make a plan. So how I can reduce these incidents? I will check for is this my equipments are safe? Are the all the safety controls are in place? Then I talk about the process or the method the people are using. Is the safe method? Is this method is authorized? Do we have any SOP for the method we are following? Or is there any deviations from the method the people are acting? Or are my people are trained on the all the activities they are performing? Then I check for is it my material is having any hidden hazard? So like way you will do a proper planning. Then organize the structure of staff, assigning specific responsibilities to different individuals, members, workers, that is delegation or decentralization of power and authority. Then you organize the staff and also specific responsibilities. You will define the responsibilities to your shop floor manager or a supervisor. What are the activities they have to do? So previously there is no supervision, just the people used to execute their activities, and none of the supervisors are overseeing the activities performed by the workers. So now we set a control or we'll define a responsibility saying that okay, saying that the supervisor has to monitor the activities. Okay. Then delegation decentralization. So we'll see these topics in future because otherwise you will forget again. So it is nothing but a manager can delegate the certain powers to his subordinates like assistant managers or etc. Okay. Then we have directing and coordinating. So these are the efforts of all members working for the organization. So basically, they give proper instructions and directions how to move forward. So as we said, reduction of LTIs, I mean lost time incidents. So they may fix that first of all. we have to fix all our equipments. Then next step they may say that okay, then we have to fix all the methods or the practices or the operations of the machines. Then we talk about fixing of the skill set of employees. Then we talk about the supervision, then monitoring or giving any additional PPEs, so that we'll get a proper direction and coordination efforts for all the members from the organization. Then controlling activity, so where it activates the members through setting up standards for performance. It includes monitoring, evaluating the objectives or achieved, and follow up those to be achieved. It is nothing but a check function when you see in the ISO. So we measure the performance of our initiatives or the performance of our activities. So is it going in a good way, or are we lack in between? So or the results are proper, or the results are expected or not. So if it is not the case, then we can retrain or we can change the plan. Then motivating the members to cooperate with each other for the achievement of objectives. So we have to motivate the people. For example, they have achieved the goals. Maybe we set for first quarter there should not be any LTAs. It does not mean that even if any LTA happens, you are not reporting, or the shop floor people are hiding the incident. Not like that. The people should be very transparent, and if they achieve the goal, so we should have some motivation, like appraisal systems. So where you can set up of a meeting, or we can congratulate the a department where they achieved this goal. Okay. Then innovating to improve the objectives for the future. So we have to look for the innovative ideas, or bringing in new technologies or new ideas or new processes in to improve further. Okay, these are the elements of a management function. Now it is interesting. So when I said a management, it is basically the coordination between all this: planning, organizing, directing, controlling, and staffing. Okay. Now you will see where a different set of people majorly focus on. So when you talk about top management, middle management, supervisory management. So when you say top management, where they majorly uh, focus on planning, organizing, and staffing, where the supervisory management, like where the managers, who shop floor managers, where they focus on directing based on the plan which received from the top management. The top management have less focus on these activities, or we can say vice versa. The top management will have less access on directing and controlling. For example, a board of director, so he will not always direct the shop floor employee or every unit. He will only give a planning, and he will give less focus on directing. Okay, where the supervisory management, where they directly involved in the operations, they do majority of activity in achieving and controlling of the functions or controlling activity. Simply, supervisory management always focus on these two activities. A top and middle management always they have a greater focus on planning, organizing, and staffing. Okay, fine. So here we talk about the management principles. Henry Fayol, he is one of the author. He defined 14 principles of management, which are very essential for a healthy organization. So one is a division of work, that is the first principle, or the standards of management. So work for every person should be limited to a single leading function to do, and more and better work with the same efforts. So basically, the work which you are providing, it should be limited to a single leading function. So you will not give multitasking. Nowadays in the industries, the managements are expecting multitasking people. So to what extent they can do this multitasking, for how many hours or how many days or how many months they can able to perform this multitasking. It is not always possible. They can do for certain durations. Later, they will also get fatigued or they can't able to manage. So here, the management principle is that, so always when you are giving a work, it should be a single leading function where he can give a better performance and also he can put the same efforts every day. So you will have consistency. Then authority and responsibility. So this is also one of the another principle of management. They have to go in hand. So when you have authority, so you will automatically have responsibility. Until unless you are not feeling responsible, you can't show any authority or you can't regulate the things there. So basically, authority is the right to give and power to exact obedience, and responsibility arises when authority is given. For example, the safety manager, he will give authority to assistant manager, saying that all the work permit activity has to be controlled by you from tomorrow. He said that, okay, Sitaram, from tomorrow, so you will be the signing authority for the all the work permits. Then he had an authority. So when he had that authority, he is also responsible for, in the case of any incidents happens during or performance of the any activity due to safety violations. Okay. Fine. Responsibility implies an position. Okay. Responsibility implies an obligation to perform a duty in a satisfied manner, where official authority is derived from position or one holds, while a personal authority is derived from intelligence, experience, or a knowledge one who holds it. So basically, when you say responsibility, roles and responsibility, it is basically asks about what are the set of activities you are supposed to do. When you talk about authority, it comes based on the position you are in the organization structure where you are positioned, and also based on your experience, and also based on your knowledge, you will get the authority. Okay. Then next principle is discipline. It is basically the obedience to agreement between members and must prevail throughout an organization for its smooth functioning. Clear understanding between workers and management regarding their rules, regulations, orders, and penalties is necessary. It talks about, when you say discipline itself, it is a generic word where the workers and management also have a clear understanding what are the do's and don'ts and what are the various instructions they have to follow within the organization, and also the penalties in the case of any mistakes. So how they are going to handle. Then unity of command. So this is a very important principle when you are dealing as a manager. So every employee should receive orders from one supervisor only. A dual command is a source of conflict or confusion. One group of workers should work under one supervisor. So when you are giving an order or when you are allocated a set of people to a set of a group of members to one supervisor, so they should listen or they should get only the commands or the instructions from that supervisor or from that manager alone. So another supervisor should not come and interfere. He can give the instructions or commands. So one supervisor, one group of people. Only one supervisor can give all the instructions or what are the do's and don'ts the people have to, or the pack of people have to do. Okay, you should not have multiple people command a group of people, so that there they will get a confusion. That means the priority comes in. So, for example, a assistant manager gives an activity to one set of people, then immediately the manager comes and he will tell another activity. So the people will get confused. Okay, which order I have to perform? So it is always to have one man who controls the pack, which means the pack of people. Then unity of direction. So this is also similar to the unity of command. Okay. So when talk about unit of direction, it is basically there should be a one head and one plan for a group of activities having the same objective to ensure the unity and coordination in management. So basically, there should be only one plan or one person who gives the direction or who gives the suggestions or instructions to execute the activity, okay, to ensure the unity. So for example, one production manager come and say that okay, you have to mix four chemicals. First you have to mix A and D, then you have to mix B and C. Then another manager who comes in second shift, he said that okay, that combination is wrong. You have to mix A and B first, then you have to mix C and D. We should have the unity of direction, or one person who gives the ideas to execute.
It is the same point previously we command also is the same.
Yes, it's almost same. So when the command is different and direction is different. So command, it always makes, I mean, assigning of activity. When you talk about direction, it also gives how you will execute or how you will achieve or how you will get the things done. It's more about handhold support, I can say. When you say instruction, we'll simply say
Okay.
that okay, do and finish that activity. Go there and unload all the bricks which we got from one truck. When you say direction, we say that okay, there is a truck. You have to get the work permit from the safety department to unload the activity and make sure that all the safety precautions are followed. You have to use PPEs and where they have to do and where they have to unload, etc., etc. It gives a detailed instructions to perform.
Noted, sir.
Yeah. Then another principle, subordination of individuals to a general interest. So when we talk about this, employees' personal interest should not dominate the general, in the sense the management interest. So it uses to happen when talk about a personal interest. So mostly personal. What kind of personal interest we have in the organization? Any examples? This is very interesting. What kind of personal interest in the organization for an employee?
Sir, leave.
Go early,
Okay,
come
early
late.
going. Uh-huh. Good. Any other interest like leaves, early going, late coming, getting more increments, early promotions? Okay, many things. So when your personal things happen, you should not dilute that with a management interest. So you say that the management is having an interest of reportable incidents, LTAs, they have to reduce. So that is not your personal interest. But still, your personal interest should not dominate the management interest. I can say goals. Your personal goals should not dominate the management goals, because the management is giving an opportunity to work. So always you should be with the management. In the case of any conflict between these interests, the personal interest should be sacrificed. If you are not able to meet, or if you are not able to manage, then you have to sacrifice yours, because initially sometimes you will have a friction. So when you joined a newly in any organization as a safety, the existing team always have an upper hand. Okay, maybe you are good at the things or good at the knowledge or good at the process, but initially you have to understand the people. I mean, I'm taking a general example, it is not exactly suits here, but still. So you have to understand the people, you have to understand the organizational culture, because every organization is not same with respect to the safety. Some of the managements, they give uh, I mean, the importance to very higher side. Some of the management, they'll be in the middle. They may say that, okay, you are supposed to follow completely, or they may not say that, okay, you have to, okay, be at light side of towards safety aspects. So they'll be in the neutral side. Okay, we need to follow safety as well. We need production too. The other side, the organization say safety first, then activity or the production is secondary. So there, whatever you say, it will works. But some organizations, you have to first of all understand the culture of the organization and also the pulse of the management towards the safety. Then you can act accordingly. Then remuneration of personnel. So the amount of methods of payment should be just fair and satisfactory to both employees and employers. So this basically happens during your salary negotiations when you are joining. So until unless you are not satisfied, you will definitely not join. So once you join, whether get the increments and all, it is a secondary part. Then centralization. So it is also one of the important function here. I mean, principle here. Decrease subordinates role is centralization and increase